Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunataya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Offering our most reverential salutations at the divine lotus feet of Kodanda Rama, Pattabhi Rama, our own beloved Sri Sathya Sai Rama. At the very outset, holy and loving greetings to all the devotees assembled here and all over the world on this auspicious occasion of Sri Rama Navami from Prasanthi Nilayam, the divine abode of our beloved Sri Sathya Sai Rama. It was the summer of 2007, and Bhagwan was with his students in the cool divine ambience of Sai Shruti in Kodaikanal. Kodaikanal is known to be a treasure house of Ramayana. Swami would get into divine moods where he would create Sri Rama's ring that was given by his father, King Dashratha. Swami would materialize the ring given to Sri Rama by his father-in-law, King Janaka, and he would show it to his devotees and students. Kodaikanal was also a treasure house of Ramayana because great gems who embodied supreme devotion, who exemplified complete surrender to the Lord, the devotees of Lord Sri Rama, their beautiful in-depth stories would be revealed by the Lord himself, a first-hand account in Kodaikanal. This was one such session where Swami was speaking to his students and he said, "Can you tell me who are the nearest and dearest devotees to Sri Rama?" The moment the Lord posed this question, everybody started giving answers. Some said Mother Kausalya, some said King Dasharatha. There were few others who named Sugriva, Hanuman, and the list went on and on and on. Because Ramayana is filled with supreme nectarine devotion exemplified by every single character. Their love for Swami, their love for Rama is infinite. So many names were flowing, and then Swami interrupted and said, "Hey, I want the 5 nearest and dearest to Sri Rama." So we all kept quiet because we knew that a grand revelation was at its helm. So we waited for the Lord to reveal who are the 5 nearest and dearest to Sri Rama. Swami then went on and said, first, Kausalya Supraja Rama. Mother Kausalya, whose wonderful son, good son was Sri Rama. Then Vaidehi Priya Rama. Vaidehi, that is Mother Sita, Rama, who was very dear to her. Mother Vaidehi was the second nearest and dearest to the Lord. Ahalyodaraka Rama. Mother Ahalya, who was emancipated, liberated from her curse by Lord Sri Rama. Hanumat Sevita Rama. Hanuman, the greatest devotee and servant of the Lord, was the 4th in the list. And then Swami said, Bharatagraja Sri Rama. Bharata, whose elder brother was Sri Rama. But today, Bhagwan being the Shiva Shakti Swarupa, it is only appropriate if we take up one from this list of extraordinary devotees of the Lord. And Swami said each one of them exemplified absolute and supreme surrender to Sri Rama. Bhagwan being Shiva Shakti Swarupa, we must remember both our Divine Mother and Divine Father. So let us take today Vaidehi Priya Rama. Swami describes this beautiful scene of Sita Rama Kalyanam, in which the scene is Mother Sita is about to garland Sri Rama. Mother Sita's height is so short, she's stretching her hands and trying to reach Sri Rama. But Sri Rama has a vow. The vow is he will never bow his head in front of anybody other than his mother, his parents, and his guru. So Sri Rama was looking straight into the oblivion, and Mother Sita was trying her best to reach Sri Rama, and she was not able to garland him. Sri Rama could sense the trepidation in the heart of King Janaka. He was wondering, how is this going to happen at all? Rama is not bending down, and Mother Sita's stature is so short, how will she ever garland him? Sri Rama, who's the ocean of compassion, sensed this, and he just glances, he just looks at Lakshmana once. Look at the intimate connection between Rama and Lakshmana here. In fact, when the list was announced by Swami, the 5 nearest and dearest, one of the elderly devotees seated there immediately posed this question to Bhagwan, Swami, how come Lakshmana didn't make it to the list? He, in fact, gave his entire life to Sri Rama. And then Swami just smiled and said, Bangaru, only if you are separate can you talk about nearness and dearness. Lakshmana was like Rama's shadow. Wherever Rama was, Lakshmana is. So that is why there is no separation between Rama and Lakshmana, and hence no discussion about nearness and dearness. So that was the intimate relationship between Rama and Lakshmana. And Rama just gives a glance to Lakshmana, and Lakshmana understands what Sri Rama is conveying, just in a glance. Sri Rama was telling Lakshmana that you being Adishesha, who bears the burden of this world, why don't you lift the earth just a little bit so that Mother Sita reaches the appropriate height where she can garland? Lakshmana again looks back at Rama, just a glance again, where he conveys, brother, my apologies, this is not possible. One, it is against the law of nature, but more so, if you command, I will do it. But I can't lift only the land where Mother Sita is standing. So if I have to lift, the whole space will go up and your height will also equally increase. And the disparity of height between you and Mother Sita will continue to remain the same. So Sri Rama again glances at Lakshmana, this time with a command that think of something quickly. Time is precious. It's moving away. This time Lakshmana turns towards his Atma Rama inside him. And immediately a solution comes. Lakshmana runs and falls at Sri Rama's lotus feet. And Sri Rama, in order to pick up Lakshmana, bends down. And as he bends down to pick up Lakshmana, Mother Sita seizes the opportunity and she garlands Sri Rama immediately, and the Sita Rama Kalyanam happens. It was the year 1999 when MBA students were seated right here in the Sai Kulwant Hall, and they were all praying to Bhagwan to bless them with a class interview. And Swami was playing with them, and he said, hey, wife leke aao, interview deta hai. Bring your wife, I will give interview. And boys knew that Swami loves to pull their legs. So they all continued with their pleading. They said, please, Swami, please, Swami. And Swami has this beautiful characteristic style where he says, yes, yes, please, Swami. And then they continue to pray to Swami and they say, Swami, please give us this interview. And then Swami was walking away towards the interview room, and near the lion there, Swami paused, and with a very stern expression on his face, he turned towards the boys and said, hey, Swami ne jo bola, samajh mein aaya? What Swami told you, did you understand? So everybody became silent. And then Swami said, your mind is like your wife. The Atma is the husband. When there is perfect understanding between the mind and the Atma, there is perfect harmony in this home that is the human body. So the mind and the Atma has to be in perfect tune with each other. If mind goes in one direction and the Atma goes in another direction, the result will be diverse, Swami said. In this story of Sita Rama Kalyanam, Bhagavan says, Mother Sita represents the mind. Sri Rama is the Atma Rama. To facilitate the union of the mind and the self, the Atman, there is a very important role for Lakshmana, who represents Sukshma Buddhi. Ati Sukshma Buddhi, Bhagavan says. Very, very subtle, sharp intellect. This intellect's quality is, it is ever turned towards the Atma Rama. It is never towards the world. All the time Lakshmana's gaze was towards Rama. And he would always wait to know, what is it that Sri Rama wants? How can I serve him the best? So this intellect that is there with us, the Buddhi, has to be Ati Sukshma. Why? Because the Atma is the subtlest of the subtle. And hence, it has to be Ati Sukshma, turned inwards, Unmukhi. And such an intellect alone will draw eternal inspiration from the Atma Rama. In fact, Swami narrates this beautiful story where in Panchavati, Sri Rama casually tells Lakshmana, Lakshmana, why don't you choose a spot of your choice and build a Parnakutir, a small hermitage, the way you want. Lakshmana breaks down that very instant. He's crying and he's at the feet of Lord Sri Rama. And Rama is puzzled. He said, what happened, Lakshmana? What did I say? He said, Lord, what crime have I committed to hear such harsh words from you? Mother Sita and Rama were looking at each other. Rama says, I never hurt anybody in thought, word or deed. What did I say, Lakshmana? Then Lakshmana reveals his agony and says, Lord, you asked me to build the hermitage in a place of my choice. Lord, do I have a choice of my own? Is there an I within me which can make a choice at all? I am here only to fulfill your command. Your word is my will. I don't have a will of my own, said Lakshmana. Rama was so touched by this intense devotion of Lakshmana, and he revealed to the world this grand secret that our buddhi, the intellect, also has to be like this. It should not have its own will governed by its experiences from the world, but rather it should follow the instructions of Atma Rama, our own conscience. Through this wonderful story of Sita Rama Kalyanam, Bhagavan has given us this precious gem to nearness and dearness to God. Mother Sita was eternally turned inward towards Sri Rama. And Swami says, when she left Ayodhya, she was not asked to go in exile, but she relinquished all the idea of comforts and desire. When she relinquished desire, she got Rama. And when that one moment of desire cropped up in her mind for that golden deer which represents the pleasures of the world, she lost Rama. So Swami says, where there is love for worldly desire, kama, there cannot be Rama. And where there is Rama, there can be no place for kama or worldly desire. On one occasion, I had an opportunity to pray to our beloved Bhagavan and ask him, Swami, when all there is just you, the Supreme Self, why do we see so many? And Swami said, he was sitting in Bhajan hall on the throne. He looked out of the door and looked at the vast expanse of devotees and everything outside and said, Bangaru, Ee lokamanta 0, 0, 0. This whole world is just 0, 0, 0. It has no value. He said, you put any number of zeros you want, 6 zeros you put, what value does it have? Swami asked. It has no value. But the moment you put 1 in front of the 0, it becomes a million. So the value of the 0 is because of the 1, not by itself. In the same way, Bhagavan said, Lokamanta 0, 0, 0. This world by itself has no value. That which lends value to this world, Swami pointed to himself and said, is this 1. So always hold this 1 very precious to your heart. Always have your buddhi, your mind, turn towards this 1, this Atma Rama, this Sathya Sai Rama. Jai Sai Ram.
Om Shri Sai Ram, offering my most humble pranams at Bhagavan's divine lotus feet. Esteemed elders, dear brothers and sisters, loving Sai Ram to all of you. Rama, what a beautiful name. We also call Rama Atma Rama, the indweller. When we read the scriptures, whether it is Ramayana, Mahabharata, or even Sai Bhagavatam, we try to relate our life with these scriptures so that we can inspire ourselves to be good. I used to wonder, who is this indweller? Intellectually, we can understand indweller, Atma Rama. But what is it to feel like an indweller? With Swami's grace, in this place, if you pray anything to Bhagavan, you should be ready to receive the experience. And he also blesses you with the insight. Last year, around this time, in the month of April, during the entrance examination of our university, where the students from all over India come, I was blessed with a very unique experience where I had a feel of what an indweller means. For all the students from across all the stream, they're supposed to write one exam, which is English. Only if they clear the English paper, they can go through that paper. And there's one section in the English paper, which is essay writing, a 10 marks essay writing, which is for 15 minutes. And just before the entrance exam was about to commence, at the last moment, one candidate enters with a fractured right hand. So the invigilators were searching for a scribe, a person who would write on behalf of this student. One of the invigilators called me, and before I knew, I was writing this 10 marks essay for the student. And English has always been one of my favorite subjects, especially essay writing, where you can show all your creativity. And here I was sitting with the pen in front of that student, and I was waiting for him to say, because as per the rules, you're not supposed to add extra word or write less, including comma, full stop. You're just supposed to write what he says. And in that 15 minutes, I could see that I knew the topic very well. I had lots of ideas which I wanted to express, but I was waiting for this boy to tell one sentence. And even if he repeats the sentence, I had to write the same sentence again. This went on for 15 minutes. At the end of 15 minutes, I looked at that paper. It was my handwriting. I had written that essay with this hand, but I knew it is not mine. I was not satisfied. I came out of the examination hall. I was a bit frustrated. I was a bit upset. It was quite ironical. It was not my paper. But there is so much of doership in all of us. The doership is so subtle that even if it is not my work, I assume the role of doership. And suddenly, like a flash, an insight came from within. I was there for just 15 minutes. In that, I felt so much of impatience, just because I knew I had the ability to write a good essay, which I thought, what about our Atma Rama, our Sai Rama, who's there within each one of us? And this is not some 15 minutes or 1 hour thing. It is, he's there inside us 24/7, 365 days throughout our life. Just imagine his impatience when he looks at our thought, our word, our deed. If you were to see it from that perspective, you'll realize how patient our beloved Lord is. They say we have this animal nature, this human nature, this divine nature. Most of us oscillate between this animal nature and the human nature. And the divine nature, the divinity within us, waits not for one birth, for several births, waiting that one day this person's mind will turn towards divinity and it will make a conscious effort to realize. So in this way, Swami gave me a very brief experience of what it means to be an indweller. Then I was wondering, why is it so difficult to turn towards our divine nature? They say talent is God's gift to us, but what we do with that talent is our gift back to God. In fact, Swami says talent is God itself. So I was thinking, whom have we given the driving seat of our car? Is it the mind or is it the buddhi? Most of us have given the driving seat to the mind, and hence we are experiencing a particular way of life. Now, what is the secret of turning our mind towards divinity? What is that key to realize the divinity? As I was introspecting in these lines, I heard some devotees have this aspiration of oneness. God, we want to be one with you. Now, what is this oneness, if one were to think? If you step back and just think for a moment, it is not the eyes that sees, it is the mind which sees through the eyes. My eyes may be open, but if my mind is somewhere else, I'll not be seeing the things right in front of us, which happens to most of us in the class if we are not paying attention. Our ears do not listen. It is the mind which listens through the ears. It is the tongue which is not speaking right now. It is the mind which is speaking through the tongue. If I'm feeling thirsty, if my mind wants water, the mind tells to the right hand, go, reach out to the glass, lift it, and drink. So there is a harmony between my hand and my mind. But if my mind desires to drink water, and if my hand does not move in that direction, there is no unity, there is no oneness between this instrument of mind. So, actually, to be one with God, you have to be one with His will. The first step towards the oneness of God is to practice His teachings, is to follow His command. Only if your thoughts, if your words, if your action are in sync, are in harmony with the divine teachings, that you will be blessed with the beautiful experience of oneness with divinity. Now, the question is, if it were so easy, why is it that most of us are not experiencing that oneness with our Atma Rama? Now, here is where we have to understand that most of us feel, most of us think that we have faith. We have love for God. Yes, it is a beautiful belief, and we should pray that we should have genuine faith, genuine love towards God. Once Shirdi Baba was sitting along with his devotees, and Shama and Tatya ji were sitting and pressing Shirdi Baba's feet. And some 4 or 5 devotees came and sat in front of Baba. And they were wondering, why is it that Baba is giving chance to only this select few? They are pressing Baba's feet. They have the good opportunity of staying with Baba, doing his Padaseva. So one of them just raised his hand and said, Baba, we also have faith in you. We also serve you. Then why is it that they are only getting this chance? Don't we deserve this opportunity? Baba smiled and said, come near. You can also do Padaseva. So those 4 and 5 devotees came forward, and they also started pressing Baba's feet. They're very happy. And within 1 minute, with Baba's sankalp, he made the roof of the room shake a little bit. It was as if there was a tremor. And they all thought the roof is going to fall. Immediately, that instant, all those 4 or 5 devotees had come, they ran out of the room, leaving Baba. And these 2 devotees, Shama and Tatya, they covered Baba like this. Okay, so it is not just faith, it is love also. After some time, of course, those devotees came back, and then Baba asked, what happened to your faith? If you have faith that I am God, that I am divinity, what just happened? So most of us think that we have faith. Most of us think that we have love for God. It is when the situation comes. It is when the test comes. Actually, Swami doesn't need a test, because Swami is Antaryami. He knows who is what. But the test is for us to realize at what level we are. So we should pray to God that give us the real faith, the real devotion at His divine lotus feet. And one thing we should always remember, that it is God whom we are praying to. Everything is fair in this universe, in this creation, because our Creator is perfect. And whatever we are seeing from our limited understanding is just one aspect. We do not know the complete picture. If we have this conviction in our heart, we'll not be jealous, we'll not be frustrated, we'll always be happy and contented. Now, talking of obedience, that is trying to experiencing the oneness with the divinity. The first step, yes, is obedience. First, we should make complete effort to follow His teachings. At least we should make complete effort for those who are lucky, whom Swami has given a direct command to do something, to follow it implicitly, without fear. And here is where I'm reminded of a situation where how different today's contemporary thinking has become from the time of Ramayana. For instance, once Ramkatha Rasvaini was being taught in one of the awareness class, and this situation where Lakshmana was torn between the obedience towards Rama and Sita came, where the Lakshmana Rekha incident is there, where Rama told very clearly that 2 days back only Khara and Dushana had come with 14,000 Rakshasas. It is not safe. I will go and get the deer, the golden deer. You stay back and take care of Sita. And Rama left. Lakshmana wanted to go. Brother, I will do it. No, it is not so easy. I'll catch the deer alive. It is not so easy to catch it alive. And Rama left. Because when God plans a situation, it is perfect. Even the best of the best cannot find a fault in it. So Lakshmana is one such example. He's a person who is spotless in character. Even he had to go through the test. So he was standing there, and then they heard the sound, "Oh Lakshmana, oh Sita." Of course, it was Marichi, the deer, who was shouting in Rama's voice. Lakshmana was very calm. He knew nothing can happen to Rama. But then Sita was showing her anxiety that Rama is calling, go and save him. Lakshmana said, "No, mother, you don't have to worry. Nothing can happen to Rama." Then Sita persuaded further, and she started casting aspersion, and to the extent she went to say that, "If you are not going, I will go." And that is when Lakshmana had no choice but to disobey Rama, in the sense he had to leave Sita and come back. That was the type of test that he had to go through. And when this topic came, one of the students in the awareness class told, "Sir, actually, I have a point here. Lakshmana could have drawn the line, Lakshman Rekha, and then he would have told Mother Sita, I am going to Rama, but actually he was concerned, nothing should happen to Sita. So he would have walked a little distance and hid behind a tree, so that if Ravana comes, he would have attacked Ravana and Sita would have been saved." It is pure common sense, isn't it? Now the teacher told, now this may appear to be a pure common sense to all of us, but this concept of telling something and doing something did not exist at that point of time. There was absolute harmony in thought, word, and deed. In no way you can even imagine to think something else, to do something else, and to speak something else. What appears to be a common sense in today's era. So this is the extent to which probably consciously or unconsciously we have drifted in our thinking. But Ramayana time and again inspires all of us into the path of idealism. And it reminds us that the greatest secret of achieving the divine sannidhi, the proximity to God, is obedience. Obey the command of the divine. In that lies the highest wisdom of life. And continuously yearn for that Atma Rama to show his presence in your life day in and day out. With this, I conclude my talk. Sai Ram. Sai Ram will now be blessed with Bhagwan's divine message. Sai Ram.
Embodiments of love.
విశ్వమునకు రాముడే మిత్రుడు.
Rama is a friend of this universe.
ఈ విశ్వమునకు అతనే హితుడు.
He is the well-wisher of this universe.
అతనే యతుడు.
He is the ideal saint in this cosmos.
ఇట్టి ఆదర్శమూర్తి అయినటువంటి రామచంద్రుని యొక్క తత్వాన్ని గుర్తించుకోవటం అంత సులభం కాదు.
It's not so easy to know the nature of Rama.
వేదములు రెండు విధములైనటువంటి ధర్మములను బోధించినవి.
Vedas advocate two types of dharmas or principles.
ఒకటి ప్రవృత్తి అనియు, రెండవది నివృత్తి అనియు.
One is outward, the another is inward.
ప్రవృత్తి లౌకికము.
Outward is the worldly.
ప్రాకృతమైనటువంటి జీవితములకు సరిపోవునటువంటి గుణములను చేకూర్చున్నది.
It carries with it all the traits and the attributes of the world we live in.
కానీ నివృత్తి ఆత్మజ్ఞానమును బోధించినటువంటిది.
But the inward trend speaks of the knowledge of the self.
ఈ ప్రవృత్తికి నివృత్తికి ఉండేటువంటి భేదములు గుర్తించినటువంటి వాడే ధీశాలి.
He is the one of courage and valor who knows the difference between the outward and the inward
ఏ
trend.
పనినైనను ఎలా చెయ్యాలి అనేటువంటిది ఒక ప్రవృత్తి.
The outward philosophy wants us to know the procedural aspects of doing any activity.
ఎట్టి స్థితిలో చెయ్యాలి అనేటువంటిదే నివృత్తి.
Inward trend nivritti wants us in what position that we should do it.
మానవునికి ఆకలి వేసిన తక్షణమే భుజించి ఆకలిని తీర్చుకోమని చెప్పడం ప్రవృత్తి.
The outward trend of philosophy wants us to eat food when we are hungry.
కానీ ఎట్టి ఆహారంను భుజించాలి, ఏ విధంగా భుజించాలి, ఇది ఏ విధమైనటువంటి ఆరోగ్యాన్ని చేకూర్చేటువంటిది భుజించాలి అని సరైనటువంటి మార్గాన్ని బోధించేటువంటిది నివృత్తి.
The inward trend of philosophy wants us to know what kind of food is to be partaken, in what way it is to be taken, and to what extent it would contribute to our health.
కనుక ప్రవృత్తి నివృత్తుల యొక్క ధర్మములు ఈ బాహ్యము అంతరాత్మకము సంబంధమైనటువంటిది.
Therefore, the external and the internal as well relate to the spirit and the self.
కంటికి కనిపించున్నది, చెవులకు వినిపించున్నది, మనసుకు అనిపించున్నది,
All that we see with the naked eye, listen with our ears and think with our mind,
హృదయాన్ని కరిగించున్నది,
that which melts, moves our heart,
జీవితాన్ని పండించున్నది,
that fructifies our
ఇది
life,
ఏ నివృత్తి యొక్క మార్గము.
are the features of the inward trend of philosophy.
మనసును చలింపజేసి,
Wavering nature of the mind,
బుద్ధిని భ్రమింపజేసి,
the intellect is deluded.
నివృత్తి మార్గమునందు ప్రవేశించకుండా చేయటము ఈ యొక్క ప్రవృత్తి యొక్క ధర్మము.
That which comes as a stumble block, which would not allow us to enter into the inward trend, is the feature
దైవ
of the
మార్గములకు
external trend.
అత్యంత దూరమునందు చేర్చుకున్నదే ఈ ప్రవృత్తి.
It is this pravruti or external path that keeps us off from God.
ఇట్టి రామచంద్ర తత్వాన్ని గుర్తించడానికి పవిత్రమైనటువంటి హృదయ ధర్మాన్ని మనం గుర్తించాలి.
To know the nature of Ramachandra, one should know the nature of one's own heart, the spirit and the self.
జీవితము ఒక విధమైనటువంటి ఒక ఘర్షణ.
Life is a matter of conflict.
జీవితము ఒక విధమైనటువంటి సంఘర్షణ.
Life is a matter of controversy.
కానీ ఎట్టి సంఘర్షణలు లేనటువంటి ఒక స్థానము అది అయోధ్య.
Ayodhya is the center where there is no conflict or infighting.
ఎట్టి విరోధి కూడాను ప్రవేశించినటువంటి యొక్క ప్రదేశమే అయోధ్య.
Ayodhya is a place where there is no separation or viyoga.
అట్టి అయోధ్యనే మానవుని యొక్క హృదయము.
Human heart symbolizes this Ayodhya.
ఎట్టి ద్వేషములు, ఎట్టి కళంకములు, ఎట్టి విధమైనటువంటి యొక్క రూపములను ధరించేటువంటిదంతా ఈ మానసిక తత్వమే.
It is only the mind that is the cause for all this hatred and so many
అనేక
defects.
ఘర్షణలతో విరోధం చేసుకుని వారితో సంయోగ వియోగములు జరిపేటువంటిదే ఈ యొక్క ప్రవృత్తి లక్షణము.
Pravritti or outward trend of philosophy is mainly responsible for all the controversy, the conflict.
కనుకనే మానవుడు ఈనాడు అశాంతికి గురి అయి,
Therefore, man is restless today
శాంతికి దూరం అవుతున్నాడు.
and is far off from peace.
కారణం
Why?
ప్రవృత్తి మార్గంను అనుసరించడం చేతనే
As he follows the external trend,
ఈ విధమైనటువంటి సంయోగ వియోగములకు గురి అయి
he is put to union and separation
సర్వకాలముల యందు అశాంతిని పొందుతున్నాడు.
and suffers from restlessness at all periods of time.
ఇట్టి అశాంతిని పొంది
Having been restless,
జీవితంలో వ్యర్థం కావించుకున్నటువంటి వాడే రావణుడు.
Ravana wasted his life.
అతను నిరంతరం కూడాను ప్రవృత్తి మార్గం అనుసరిస్తూ వచ్చాడు.
Ravana always followed the external or outward trend of
తన
life.
కోరికలను తాను చంపుకోలేక కొడుకును చంపుకున్నాడు.
He could not control his desire, and that ultimately led to the death
తమ
of his
వాంఛలను
son.
తాను చంపుకోలేక తమ వంశాన్నే చంపుకున్నాడు.
As he could not control his own weakness, he was responsible for the ruin of the entire clan.
తన రాగములను తాను చంపుకోలేక రాజ్యాన్నే భస్మం చేసుకున్నాడు.
As he could not control raga attachment, he had to sacrifice his rajya, the kingdom.
కట్టకడపటికి రావణుడు బోధించినటువంటిది ఇదియే లోకానికి.
This is the teaching of Ravana at the end.
లోక ప్రజలారా,
People of this world,
నా వలే రాగమును జయించుకోలేక,
without controlling this
నా
attachment,
వలనే వాంఛలను అరికట్టుకోలేక,
like me, without controlling the
నా
desire,
వలనే కోరికలను అరికట్టుకోలేక
like me, without any check or stealing or
సర్వనాశనకు
desire,
గురి కాకండి.
don't suffer.
ఇంతియే కాదు, కడపటికి నేను కూడాను లేకపోతున్నాను.
Ultimately, I am also going to be lost.
నిలిచేది ఏమిటి ఈ జగత్తులో?
What is that stands in life?
అపకీర్తి మాత్రమే నిలిచగలుగుతుంది.
It is only the bad name that
సత్కీర్తి
remains.
అనేటువంటిది రాములకు చెందుతుంది.
The good name goes to Rama.
కనుకనే సత్కీర్తిని సాధించండి.
Therefore, earn repute.
అపకీర్తికి ఏమాత్రం కూడాను అడుగునివ్వకండి
Never put to disrepute.
అని రావణుడు బోధించాడు జగత్తుకు.
That was the teaching of Ravana to this world.
పాపాలను కరిగించి,
All the sins have got to be atoned,
శాపాలను నశించి,
and all the curses have to be freed.
మానవత్వాన్ని అభివృద్ధి పరిచేటువంటిదే రామతత్వము.
And it's Rama's nature that helps sustains the
ఇట్టి
human quality.
ఆదర్శవంతమైనటువంటి రామతత్వానికి తగినటువంటి ఒక అవకాశమును మనము చేకూర్చుకోవాలి.
To attain this Rama's best ideal human quality, we should know nature in true ways.
రాముడు కేవలం సామాన్య మానవుడి వలె తిరుగుతూ వచ్చాడు.
Rama conducted himself like an ordinary human being.
ఆదర్శ మార్గమును అందిస్తూ వచ్చాడు.
He has shown ideal path.
కానీ అందరూ కూడాను సామాన్య మానవుడని భావించారు.
But everybody thought that he's an ordinary one.
కానీ సామాన్య మానవులు రాముల వలె జీవించలేదే.
But an ordinary man never led the life of Rama.
సామాన్య మానవుల వలె జీవించి
Leading the life of an ordinary one.
సాలోక్య తత్వాన్ని పొందినటువంటి వాడు రాముడు.
It was Rama who attained the heights in life.
కనుక ఆదర్శవంతమైనటువంటి యొక్క ఆధ్యాత్మిక తత్వాన్ని నిరూపించినటువంటి వాడు రావణుడు.
Rama has demonstrated ideal spiritual values to the community.
కనుకనే ఈనాడు రామాయణము అత్యవసరము లోకానికి.
Therefore the world needs Ramayana
కారణం
today.
ఏమనగా
Why?
తండ్రి మాట బిడ్డలు వినటం లేదు.
Today children don't pay heed to the words of their parents.
బిడ్డలకు సరైనటువంటి ఆదర్శములు చూపించటం లేదు తండ్రులు.
The father also doesn't set an ideal to his son.
గురువులు శిష్యులకు సరైనటువంటి యొక్క మార్గాన్ని బోధించటం లేదు.
Teachers don't show the right path to their students.
శిష్యులు తగినటువంటి గురువుకు తగిన గౌరవాన్ని అందించటం లేదు.
The students also do not show the respect and esteem towards their teachers.
ఈనాటి వ్యాపారస్తులు,
Businessmen today,
అధికారులు,
men of authority,
పాలకులు,
administrators,
పాలితులు అందరూ కూడాను కలుషితమై ఉంటున్నారు.
the administrators and the people as well are highly polluted.
కలహములలో మునిగి ఉన్నారు.
They are full of infighting.
ఇది కలుషితమైనటువంటి కలహములకు మార్గమైనటువంటిదే ఈ యొక్క లోక సంబంధము.
This is the worldly trend, worldly nature that leads everybody in conflict.
రామతత్వాన్ని మర్చారు.
People have forgotten the nature of Rama.
కామతత్వాన్ని మేల్కొల్పారు.
They have forgotten the nature of Rama.
జీవతత్వాన్ని నశింపజేశారు.
And they have forgotten the innate
దైవత్వాన్ని
nature.
మర్చిపోయారు.
They have forgotten the divine quality.
కనుకనే ఇన్ని కష్టములకు గురి అవుతున్నారు మానవులు.
Therefore, human beings are put to suffering a lot.
దైవం కూడాను దైవం మానుష రూపేణ.
God assumes human form.
కానీ మానుష అవతారం వచ్చిన కూడాను
Though he is in human form,
భగవంతుణ్ణి ఏ విధంగా ప్రార్థిస్తున్నారు ఈనాటి మానవులు?
what kind of prayer we offer to God today?
తమ అభిష్టములు నెరవేరాలి.
Their desires must be fulfilled.
తమ శరీరములకు సుఖం అందించాలి.
The body should enjoy
తమ
comfort.
మనసులకు శాంతిని చేకూర్చాలి.
And the mind should enjoy peace continuously.
ఈ విధంగా కోరటమే సహజము.
Such a desire is quite natural.
కానీ
But
ఈ సహజములో కూడాను అసహజం ఇమిడి ఉంటున్నది.
even the natural quality desire has become artificial today.
రాతి నాగరులు పోయి ప్రార్థిస్తున్నారు.
People offer prayers to Nagendra in stone form.
ఓ నాగేంద్ర,
Oh Nagendra,
నాకు ప్రత్యక్షమయ్యి
you manifest in front
నా
of me.
కష్టములు తీర్చమని ప్రార్థిస్తారు.
Give me relief from all this suffering. That's
కానీ
the
ఆ
prayer.
నాగలే
But the very snake,
ప్రత్యక్ష సజీవమైనటువంటి ఒక నాగలుగా వచ్చినప్పుడు
if it appears in front alive,
ఆ ప్రతిష్ఠింపజేసినటువంటి రాయితోనే ఆ నాగలను చంపుతారు.
they take the very stone and try to kill that snake.
కళ్ళనాగర కండరే కండ చిక్కరి ఇట్రుని కళ్ళనాగర అనగా రాతి నాగరను చూస్తే కండ చక్కెర నైవేద్యంగా పెడతారు.
Therefore we worship the snake in the form of a stone and give every offering.
నిజమైన నాగలే వచ్చినప్పుడు
But if there is true snake alive,
దానికి తిండి పెట్టడమే కాదు ప్రాణమును కూడా తీస్తారు.
we don't offer anything, we would rather kill it.
ఈనాడు రామాయణము,
Today we think of Ramayana,
రాముడు పుట్టిన దినము
birthday of Rama.
అనుకుంటూ ఏం చేస్తున్నాము?
What do we do?
ఆనాడు ప్రత్యేకమైన ఒక పూజ,
We'll have special worship
ఆనాడు బొట్టు పెట్టుకోవటము,
and we'll have the
ఈ
dot there
బొట్టు
on the forehead.
పెట్టుకోవడానికి ప్రత్యేకమైన పూజ చేయడానికి జన్మదినములు రావాలనా?
In order to follow the ritual of worship, should we wait for the birthday of Rama?
కాదు కాదు.
No.
ఏ వయసు అయినప్పటికీ నిత్యము సర్వదా సర్వకాలేషు సర్వత్రా రామచింతనం.
At any age for that matter, we should chant the name of Rama continuously.
వాల్మీకి రామాయణం రాశాడు.
Valmiki composed Ramayana.
రాసిన తర్వాత శిష్యులందరినీ చేర్చుకున్నాడు.
Having done that, he asked his
ఈ
disciples to gather
సాత్వికమైన,
round.
ఈ దివ్యమైన, ఈ భవ్యమైన, ఈ పవిత్రమైనటువంటి యొక్క రామకథను వీధి వీధికిని ఇంటి ఇంటికి కూడాను ఇంచి ఇంటికి కూడాను చాటేటువంటి వారెవరు అని విచారిస్తూ వచ్చాడు.
He went on questioning everybody. Who is there to propagate this divine, this ever new, fresh Ramayana, the principle of Ramayana everywhere.
ఋషులందరూ కూడా నిరాశకు గురి అయ్యారు.
All the seers and saints were frustrated. Guruji,
మా వయసు పండినది,
we are old enough
మా యొక్క ఆయు ప్రమాణం నిండినది,
and we may leave any time.
మేము వీధి వీధికి తిరిగి రామకథను బోధించడానికి తగినటువంటి శక్తి సామర్థ్యములు శారీరకంగా లేవు.
We don't have that much of physical strength to go around every
అని
street
చెప్పేటప్పటికి
propagating
వాళ్ళు కొంచెం
Ramayana.
నిరాశకు గురి అయ్యారు.
Then even Valmiki was also
ఈ
frustrated.
సంభాషణ సరుపుతున్నప్పుడు వీళ్ళు వచ్చారు, లవకుశులు.
As the conversation was taking place, Lava and Kusha came there. Guruji,
ఇంతసేపు మీరు ఋషులతో సంభాషిస్తున్నటువంటి విషయము మేము విన్నాము.
we heard what all you have been conversing with your
ఈ
disciples.
కార్యాన్ని పరిపూర్ణం గావించడానికి మాకు ఇవ్వండి అన్నారు.
Give the entrusted job to us to propagate principle of Rama.
రాజపుత్రులు,
Who are they?
ఋషి శిష్యులు,
They are princes. They are the disciples.
ఇలాంటి వారు తంబురు చేతబట్టి
They are there with all the musical
నామములు
instruments
పెట్టి
and with all the
చిటికలు
insignia on the
చేపట్టి
forehead, with all the sandals,
వీధి
symbols
వీధి
there.
పాడుతూ వెళ్ళారు.
And they started singing around every street.
ఈ విధంగా ఈనాడు చేయగలరా?
Will anybody be able to do that today?
ఏదైనా భజనకి పోయి నోరెత్తి ఒక పాట పాడినారంటే ఓహో ఈయన భజన కూడా పాడుతున్నాడా అని గేల్చేస్తారని ఆశయం.
If anyone starts singing, we are afraid that people will make fun of us.
ఇంకేదైనా కొంచెం విభూతిని పెట్టుకుంటే ఓహో ఈయన సాయిబాబా భక్తుడా అంటారేమో అని భయము.
We are also afraid of the public because people may think that we are devotees of Sai Baba if we have got that
భజన చేస్తుంటే
vibhuti on the
తాళం
forehead.
వేస్తే ఓహో ఈయన కూడా భజన స్వరూపుడైనాడా అంటారు.
If we also start singing, people may mistake that we are
ఇలాంటి
devotees.
అభిమానానికి మమకారానికి ప్రాణాలు ఇడుస్తున్నారు ఈనాటి మానవులు.
In fact, we are ruining our lives, killing people because such kinds of false
అభిమాన
attachment.
మమకారములు ఏనాడు మనం త్యాగం చేస్తామో
That day when you give up this sacrifice, this
ఆనాడే
attachment,
సమాజంలో సౌభాగ్యం చెలరేగుతుంది.
then there will be prosperity in society.
ఈ అహంకార అభిమానం మనం త్యజించాలి.
We have to sacrifice this ego and attachment.
ఇది ఉండినంత వరకు కూడాను భగవత్ నామాన్ని కూడా మనం స్మరించలేము.
So long there are these two twins, ego and attachment, we can think of
ఎవరేమనుకుంటారో
God.
భయం మనకెందుకు?
Why should we bother
నువ్వు
about
ఎన్ని
others?
పనులు చేయరానిటువంటివన్నీ చేస్తున్నావు.
Are we not doing so many things that we are not supposed
దీనికంత
to?
భయం లేదే నీకు?
You are not afraid then
పవిత్రమైన భగవత్ నామాన్ని చేయడానికి,
to sing the glory of God,
భగవత్ భజనలు పాడడానికి,
to participate in
10
bhajan,
మందికి భగవత్ విషయాన్ని బోధించడానికి
to teach divinity
ఎందుకు
to
భయము?
others.
ఎందుకు భయము?
Why should you be afraid of anybody?
తప్పుకు భయపడాలి కానీ మంచికి భయపడనక్కర్లేదు.
In fact, you should be fear-stricken if you are to commit a mistake.
కనుకొని ఈనాటి లోకము ఈ విధమైనటువంటి దురవస్థలకు గురి అయిపోయింది.
This is the present plight of the world today.
పాప భీతి లేని పామరత్వము బట్టి
There is an utter innocence because there is no
దైవ
fear of
ప్రీతి
sin.
లేని దాని బట్టి
There is no love for God.
మానవత్వం అడగే
Human
మానవులందున
values are
మానవత్వం
lost.
అడగే మానవులందున
Among human beings, human values are gone.
ఇది ఏ దౌర్భాగ్యమునకు మూల కారణంబు.
This is mainly responsible for the present sad situation.
పాప భీతి లేదు,
There is no fear of sin.
దైవ ప్రీతి లేదు,
There is no love of God.
ఇంకా ఎట్లా మనలో ఈ త్యాగం వస్తుంది?
Then how do you expect to have
మనలో
sacrifice?
త్యాగం రావాలి.
There should be sacrifice.
త్యాగమే మన నిజమైనటువంటి భోగము.
It is a sacrifice that
ఈ
is
భోగమే
prosperity.
మనకు నిజమైనటువంటి రోగములు.
And really the pleasure bhoga is the roga
కానీ ఈనాటి
disease.
మానవులంతా రోగములకనే గురి అవుతున్నారు కానీ త్యాగములకు గురి కావటం లేదు.
In fact, we suffer from roga, the diseases, but we are not prepared for tyaga, the
ఎవరేమైనా అనుకోని.
sacrifice. Let anybody
నా
think
కర్మణ
it.
నా ప్రజయా ధనేన త్యాగేనైకే అమృతత్వ మానసు. ఇట్టి అమృతత్వాన్ని పూజించాలంటే ఈ విధమైనటువంటి త్యాగానికి మనం సిద్ధం కావాలి.
In fact, it is the sacrifice that confers immortality.
ఒక చెరుకైనా కూడా మనం కష్టపడి నమిలిన తర్వాతనే కదా ఆ తీయని రసం మనలో ప్రవేశిస్తుంది.
You have got to chew the sugar cane to enjoy the sweet juice therein.
కనుక మనం కష్టం పడినప్పుడే అందులో సుఖం మనకు ప్రాప్తిస్తుంది.
So unless we work hard, we can't be happy.
కనుక
So
ఈనాడు పవిత్రమైనటువంటి దినము,
today is sacred day.
ఈ దినమును నిరంతరం కూడా స్మరించుకుంటూ
We should think of this holy day.
మన జన్మను సార్థకం చేసుకోవాలని ఆశిస్తూ ఆశీర్వదిస్తూ నా ప్రసంగాన్ని విరమిస్తున్నాను.
Bhagavan wants us to redeem our lives, thinking of God every moment, every day, and concludes his divine discourse.
प्रेम मुदित मन से कभी राम 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 राम। पाप कटे दुख मिटे लेत राम नाम। पाप कटे दुख मिटे लेत राम नाम। भव समुद्र सुखद नावा एक 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 राम नाम। परम शांति सुख निधान दिव्य राम नाम। परम शांति सुख निधान दिव्य राम नाम। निराधार को आधार एक राम नाम। निराधार को आधार एक राम नाम। माता पिता बंधु सखा सब ही राम नाम। माता पिता बंधु सखा सब ही राम नाम। भक्त जनर जीवन धन एक राम नाम। भक्त जनर जीवन धन एक राम नाम। राम 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 राम
रामचंद्र जय रामचंद्र
जय रामचंद्र
श्री रामचंद्र जय रामचंद्र
रामचंद्र जय रामचंद्र
रघुवीर रणधीर रघुकुल रामा
रघुवीर रणधीर रघुकुल रामा
रघुवीर रणधीर रघुकुल रामा
रघुवीर रणधीर रघुकुल रामा
श्री रामचंद्र जय रामचंद्र
रामचंद्र जय रामचंद्र
दशरथ नंदन दयाभिरामा दशरथ नंदन दयाभिरामा रघुवीर रणधीर रघुकुल रामा रघुवीर रणधीर रघुकुल रामा श्री रामचंद्र जय रामचंद्र रघुवीर रणधीर रघुकुल रामा श्री रामचंद्र जय रामचंद्र दशरथ नंदन दयाभिरामा दानव मंजन कोदंड रामा कल्याण रामा कमनीय रामा रघुवीर रणधीर रघुकुल रामा रघुवीर रणधीर रघुकुल रामा श्री रामचंद्र जय रामचंद्र
श्री रघुनंदन दशरथ नंदन श्री रघुनंदन दशरथ नंदन भद्राधीश्वर रामा भद्राधीश्वर रामा वैदेही प्रिय वैकुंठवासा वैदेही प्रिय वैकुंठवासा सदा स्मरामि रामेति रामा सदा स्मरामि रामेति रामा श्री रघुनंदन दशरथ नंदन भद्राधीश्वर रामा वैदेही प्रिय वैकुंठवासा सदा स्मरामि रामेति रामा सदा स्मरामि रामेति रामा श्री रघुनंदन दशरथ नंदन
राम हरे साई कृष्ण हरे सर्वधर्म प्रिय साई हरे
राम हरे साई कृष्ण हरे सर्वधर्म प्रिय साई हरे
राम हरे साई कृष्ण हरे सर्वधर्म प्रिय साई हरे
राम हरे साई कृष्ण हरे सर्वधर्म प्रिय साई हरे
ईश्वर साई हरे,
ईश्वर साई हरे,
गुरु नानक येशु बुद्ध हरे,
नानक येशु बुद्ध हरे,
गुरु नानक येशु बुद्ध हरे,
नानक येशु बुद्ध हरे,
राष्ट्र महावीर साई हरे,
राष्ट्र महावीर साई हरे,
राष्ट्र महावीर साई हरे,
राष्ट्र महावीर साई हरे,
सर्वधर्म प्रिय साई हरे, बाबा सर्वधर्म प्रिय साई हरे, राम हरे साई कृष्ण हरे, सर्वधर्म प्रिय साई हरे, अल्लाह ईश्वर साई हरे, गुरु नानक येशु बुद्ध हरे, राष्ट्र महावीर साई हरे, सर्वधर्म प्रिय साई हरे, बाबा सर्वधर्म प्रिय साई हरे, राम हरे साई कृष्ण 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 हरे, सर्वधर्म प्रिय साई हरे,
कौसल्यात्मज रामचरण, कौसल्यात्मज रामचरण, वैदेही प्रिय रामचरण, वैदेही प्रिय रामचरण, हनुमत सेवित रामचरण, हनुमत सेवित रामचरण, भरतार्चित श्री रामचरण, भरतार्चित श्री रामचरण, अहल्योद्धारक रामचरण, अहल्योद्धारक रामचरण, प्रशान्ति निकेतन रामचरण, प्रशान्ति निकेतन रामचरण, रामचरण सदा भजो, रामचरण सदा भजो, साई रामचरण सदा भजो, कौसल्यात्मज रामचरण, वैदेही प्रिय रामचरण, हनुमत सेवित रामचरण, भरतार्चित श्री रामचरण, अहल्योद्धारक रामचरण, अहल्योद्धारक रामचरण, प्रशान्ति निकेतन रामचरण, प्रशान्ति निकेतन रामचरण, रामचरण सदा भजो, रामचरण सदा भजो, साई रामचरण सदा भजो, कौसल्यात्मज रामचरण। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी सत्य साई हरे, भक्त जना संरक्षक, भक्त जना संरक्षक, पति महेश्वरा, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, शशिवदना श्रीकरा, सर्वा प्राणपते, स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते, आश्रित कल्पलतिका, आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धवा ॐ जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता गुरुदैवमु मर्यन्तयु नीवे स्वामी मर्यन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्राशयन ॐ जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा मंगलारती अंदुको मंगलारती अंदुको मंदर गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।